Disney friends, I'm Sam from Sam's Disney Diary. That is Greg from the Fantasyland News blog. It is Wednesday, June the 5th, 2024. It's Wednesday. That means this week at Walt Disney World Live with Sam and Greg. Greg and Sam, either way, it doesn't matter. We thank you for joining us. Let us know where you're joining from. Greg, what are we talking about today?
Sam, we are talking Tianas, and tiaras, and Tianas. We got Tiana's walls are down, Tiana's merchandise, Tiana's food, Tiana's ride point of view, Tiana's review. We got Mickey and Friends at Communicore Hall. Plus, we're going to discuss a little bit about the murals in there. I got over to a dance party over at Hollywood Studios because Maroon 5 should be taking the stage right now. And then we have
for a private
Disney
event
collection. And now, my friend, we get to call him Sir Bob Iger.
Sir Bob Iger, you got to tell me more about that. All that and more coming up next. Stick with us. Let us know where you're from. And please share. Welcome back, Greg. What is happening, man? What are you drawing there on the whiteboard?
I have a whiteboard next to me that I used to use for notes, and now my daughter is supposed to be drawing me ducks. I have Sam, weird thing in my household. I have a whiteboard that every month new ducks get drawn on. This month there is a giant Fraggle duck looking at me, and then just a plain old duck across the room. So just welcome to my household. It's a bit weird, just like this guy is.
That's awesome. Remember, by the way, if you were listening to Sam's Disney Diary, the podcast, you can find a link to the YouTube edition and the video edition, because we do have some pictures and images that we're going to be talking and looking at. I'll do my best to describe those, but in a lot of cases, there's no way to describe the pictures that Greg takes.
So before we get into it, I want to talk documentary real quick with you, my friend. I know we don't have a picture. And I'm staring at a Fraggle, which comes from Jim Henson Studios. Did you get to see the Henson biography, Icon?
I absolutely did. In fact, on the list of things that I wanted to talk about today were some Disney Plus things that recently launched. I did indeed watch the Jim Henson documentary. I thought it was great. Ron Howard did a wonderful job of directing that. Lots of insight, lots of things about Jim Henson, the man, which are cool to understand and see. And man, he was gone way too young. That's the other thing.
Way too young. Loved I love the documentary. It's nothing that Muppet fans or Henson fans, Labyrinth, whatever, Dark Crystal, nothing new to fans like me who always want to deep dive it. But you know what it was for, and this is what I was coming to, and I mentioned my daughter a minute ago, is we just rewatched every Muppet episode ever. And
That's
now
awesome.
we've moved to the Fraggle Rock series. We're halfway through season 1. We're gonna make it to our way to
Dozers are awesome. They are the best.
They are. This documentary is for her. It's for people like her and my wife who are not, they don't read everything about Jim Henson. They don't know every little detail, but they're still fans. So I thought it's a great documentary for newcomers to kind of learn about the man behind everything.
Yeah, we're all weird here. Holly's absolutely right in the comments there. That's one of the Muppet things. And, I would have loved, the story doesn't stop there, especially when it comes to Disney and the Muppets and how, at the time, the last thing he was working on. And by the way, I don't know if you caught that. There was some things I hadn't seen before. Jim Henson on the set with Kermit on the ladder of the fire truck that is the end of Muppet Vision. I'd never seen that video before. And that was one thing where my mind went, whoa, this is so cool. And it just hits home the fact that Muppet Vision was the last thing that he personally worked on. And there was a plan to have Muppet Land be what is now that courtyard area back there that never came to fruition. And there was all kind of legal struggles behind what happens to those characters and what characters end up being part of Sesame Street Workshop and which go to the Disney company and which stay with Jim Henson. And that's another topic for another day, but it is really cool to speculate on that.
By the way, hi, Meredith. Hi, Barbara. Hello, Holly. A great speculation on that, and it's like what could have been. It was really great to see what's his name, Waldo. What's the little computer?
Waldo,
animated?
3D. He came
clearly
around. He was working on it. He was working on it for the Muppet Vision.
But apparently Waldo came around a year and a half early on Jim Henson's Storytellers. Hey, Draven, welcome in, my friend.
Draven, not much. A little Jim Henson conversation. And by the way, also a couple of other documentaries. Well, one, The Beach Boys. I did not watch that. I'm not sure if you did. But it did catch Star Wars Acolyte yesterday. The first 2 episodes dropped on the new live-action series set 100 years before the events of Phantom Menace. So, look, if you're not like, oh, I don't want to get wrapped up in all this Star Wars stuff and all these things interconnected, this is a completely separate time. It's a separate place. It's all new characters. There are no characters that are the same. The only thing you'll notice are Jedi robes and lightsabers, and that's about it.
And Wookiees.
And a Wookiee at the end.
Wookiees.
Yes. A Wookiee. Yeah,
let's not forget the Wookiee. I'm not holding any judgment on that show until I get conclusion.
Absolutely. I thought the same thing. It's 2 episodes that dropped. It's 2 episodes that dropped. That's all it dropped.
You know me, man. Star Wars, just more.
Yeah, although we'll talk about that on another episode. I need to come to conclusion because when is more too much more, but that's a whole nother story.
When they do what they did to the Marvels.
Adventure, that's right. Tiana's, which by the way, a wonderful image of the sign of Tiana's and the water tower in the distance. This image, you can see a little bit of the flume in the background there. And the first question I had for you when I saw this image, Greg, was, is that sign where the crow's nest used to be that the rabbit was hanging out of that said Splash Mountain? And what did you tell me?
It is right next door to that. There is still that crow's nest box. There is a sign that says "Be back soon," and the curtain is closed on that box. So that box is still going to be used as something. This sign is on the corner of, you can see it coming in from Adventureland. You can see it coming in from Frontierland. It's right at that parade crosswalk right there.
Sure. Exactly what I mean.
So
right
Sam,
behind where the wall was.
Right. Right behind the wall. The funny thing about this is you and I were off the air for not even 12 hours. And it was 8 a.m. in the morning and I was writing and I had heard the rumor that the walls were dropped and I dropped everything, Sam, and was out of my door and at the park Within 37 minutes, I was in Frontierland waiting for the rope to drop to run over to it.
Yeah,
Oh
and
boy,
the
was it
walls
a
were
fun
indeed down.
day.
And that
Yeah.
the walls were indeed down, and that's when you got some of this imagery of empty logs going through the flume and
celebration of family and friends and of New Orleans. What is it? I can't even read it from here. Oh, from the house of
and
Prince
the
Tiana and Prince Davine.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, wonderful.
Oh, and Proud Home, because you're going inside. I should. So that right there is our Walt Disney World cast member ambassadors. Hi, Tasha. Welcome in. That is these two took over for Rayvon and Allie, and they are the sweetest. I have a picture, and I didn't throw it to you, Sam, but one of them is her, and I may have sent it to you the other day, is her just kind of waving. She looked, while she's filming the commercial, she saw my big blue head, and she was like, "Oh my God, Greg!" And I was like, I got to take a picture of her doing that in front of Tiana's body. So the guy made her cut, and she had to start the commercial again. But yeah, we got to see them filming the commercial. And I just
so that'll be a commercial, or maybe
I missed Lewis, the alligator, by 20 seconds.
So it makes me wonder where this will pop up, where this B-roll will be. I think that this could potentially be part of the in-room advertisement that happens when you stay at a Disney park, which wouldn't be bad. That's
if the cast members are there, not normally should be shown. I don't know where it's going to be shown. You never know.
Yeah, I will keep an eye out for that to see where it ends up. Some other imagery you have of the finished. The colors are popping like you wouldn't believe. I can't wait to see this, and I also hope that these colors hold up through this Florida sun. Always a question, but just wonderful pictures.
Man, what you don't see, and what had just flew away, on top of those palms or whatever you want to call those. They're dragonflies. Like real dragonflies had landed on top, and I was like, "Man, the theming is amazing." How did Disney do this?
That is great. There are
Draven. I will get into the story in a minute because a lot of people
I want to get to that.
Yeah, we'll get into the story in a second because I have things to say.
I want to hear it too. I want to hear it from you.
I spent many an hour going through the ride videos and have put together the whole story.
Okay, that's awesome. In fact, why don't we talk about it? Because these are just some more images. Now we can see how the storyline starts right is. The storyline starts then as you're approaching the attraction, and you have all of those barrels that we looked at, right? The whiskey barrel, the soap barrel, all of those things that you and I had commented on previously that you had pictures of.
Correct. So the story does start right there. Yeah. So the queue, it begins before you even get on the ride. I mean, it's as you enter, signs proclaim everywhere. And I love this. Everybody's welcome. And you will see everybody's welcome throughout the whole attraction. Right there, right at the beginning, it says, what does it say? Hold on, I have it right here. Tiana's Bio Adventure is a turbulent flume adventure with high speeds, heights, and sudden drops and stops. Everybody's welcome. And then as you start going in, you are brought into, and you know what, Sam, I'm going to share something here real quick because I actually
go right ahead.
I can talk over this as we do this.
Sure.
Share screen. I know we weren't going to do this, but now I'm going to do this.
No, it's fine. We're there. That's what we're going to do.
So as you walk through, there is her newest venture is called Tiana's Foods or Tiana's Kitchen. With the help of her family friends, Naveen, Mama Eudora, and Lewis. She has transformed an old salt mine into a thriving business called Tiana's Food. It's not just your average salt mine. Tiana has revitalized the area, turning into a lush gardens. And outside, this is the gardens that you're going through in the queue.
So the queue area outside, it appears to be a garden.
Yes.
I like that.
So you go through, part of the queue is outside. Then you enter the kitchen area, which is you enter her office. This is Princess Tiana's office you're looking at right here.
So this appears to me to be the area inside where you go up the steps in the old queue and you make the left and you sort of start to wind inside and you're in the crow's nest almost, or the upper level. That's where it looks like her office is.
No, that's actually the lower part.
The lower level. Okay.
Yes. Because you make your way back outside again.
Of course. Yep.
and then you go to the kitchen area,
cool.
which is the upstairs part. So
okay, the
in
kitchen's upstairs.
Tiana's
Got it.
kitchen, so there's signs everywhere, and it starts telling you the story. So one of the greatest things is in this kitchen area. It says, "Don't forget, celebration at my house tonight. Everybody's welcome. I'll see you there. Live music and bands will be there." Right
so
before
Tiana's
this,
having a
in
party.
the hallways, yeah. Well, right before this, in the hallways, you get this feel of lived in, because there's blue ribbons for baking. There's blue ribbons for cooking. There's like 35th place for gumbo, and then second place for gumbo the next year. There's tributes to her father, who was a World War I veteran. And
yes,
there's
we talked about that for Memorial Day.
It's all in that area. It's beautiful. Then you move on down into the salt mine. There's just funny little signs like, while in the salt mines, please call for help if caught in a pinch. Yeah. And then you are into the attraction at that point. You'd go through like and what's great is in there, it really has that salty feel to the stone and looks like salt.
Okay, so you have not been in the queue, is that correct?
I personally have not been in the queue.
Okay, because I'm wondering about the area where when you sort of walk down the long straight path, which took you down to the load area, and on the left-hand side there were all the portraits of the briar patch, and there's a frog over there. Things like, I'm assuming that is all themed, and that's all part of the story, telling the story more and more as you're getting to your lock.
Correct. And then what you're talking about in that one section, there's now a cutout in the wall, and there's TNT behind like fencing. And then on top of the TNT, you see salt bags and you see stuff like that.
Okay, sure.
One of the great parts is then you enter the ride, the attraction itself. And really the simplest way of saying what the story is Tiana's throwing a party with Prince Naveen. She has invited you, but she needs musicians and she needs more of a band to join Lewis in playing. All the bands are booked. All of her normal bands are booked in New Orleans for Mardi Gras.
Too long to book a band.
So she needs a band, and Lewis wants to help you put together the most jamming band that you can find, and you're off on your adventure to find this band.
So this answers one of the questions I had from the point of view audio that Disney had provided, that both you and I did a side-by-side comparison of, by the way. Mine is horizontal, yours is vertical, but that's cool to see them both. But one of the things Tiana says is about, they'll do just fine, in reference to a critter that's playing a jig or playing something. Now it makes sense to me. So we're going to
what's great is in one section of the ride, you go from this New Orleans Zydeco band, which is the Behalia the Beaver, Gritty, Bo the Opossum, those guys, Timon, whatever. And then it turns into the next band, which is the Bear Band, and they're doing it more of a Cuban style samba, but it's the same song. And there's this in between where it just goes from one to the next that is mixed so beautifully. As a sound guy, I was blown away.
As a sound guy, you noticed that. And I didn't analyze it that much, but it did bring up the question, if you're going through this ride and there's different bands, are you going to get the clash of the nations like the first Small World did when it was just horrible and they had to go back?
No,
it sounds like the sounds blend right together.
Yeah, I went through and watched 25 different points of views on it. Disney's was, I thought, really bad. I understood why Disney did it. We both understand why Disney did it. Right. But Disney's, you would think they would have learned something from us being in media for many years on how to shoot a point of view. Like, we know them. Why didn't they listen to any single one of us on how to do a point of view? It's brilliant. And then, so by the time you get to that finale scene, you've gotten the band, and
so you've collected the band, you've wet and watched people and said they'll do, and then the finale is all of the players. Here's the question I have for you. And it is, and then I got a couple other questions I'm going to ask you and see what you have. You want to keep going through that if you'd like?
Yeah.
Or we took okay.
No, we're good. I don't want to spoil everything. but
No,
most
no,
of
no,
it.
no. I understand. I don't want to spoil everything, but most of it I'll spoil. That would be fine.
It's a
That's
ride,
funny.
man. Whoever did
I
this
get it.
spoiler thing, who cares? It's a ride. It's not the next Ernest
No,
Hemingway book mystery.
I, I understand.
Not
And
that he
there,
ever wrote
one
a
of the things I
mystery.
noticed, there are new show scenes. So it's
Yeah.
not just remove Brer Bear and plug in Louis. This
Yeah.
is new areas that did not have any animatronics or show scenes previously and make them show scenes. There's some video
Yeah.
incorporated into this.
Yep.
There's a lot of
And
really cool things. And
actually, a lot of that video, some of that video is 3D mapping.
That's awesome. I was thinking that it could be, and we'll see it when we get there. But yeah, you're shooting a projection. You could go over whatever.
Yeah.
What is the story behind
Right.
why we're going up the salt mine, the mountain? What are we going
Sure.
up to?
Yeah. That's easy to answer. So Mama Odie uses some of her juju because you have heard these cricket frog kind of noises, and she makes you tiny, and you find the band of frogs and insects. And what is Ray, the firefly?
Okay, sure.
So you become tiny and you shrink down to their level, and Lewis and Tiana are looking down on you through like a log and stuff, and there's a whole frog bar. Like straight up, the frogs have their own bar.
I love it.
It's great. So when you get to the drop, when you are going up the long thing, what that whole thing is she is making you big again because you found another band, and you are going to go join Princess Tiana and Naveen at the party.
I get it. And it's
you got the band.
I did I did hear her say, the bigger you are, the faster you get there. There's going to be a splash at the bottom, and that's kind of cool.
That's a fat person joke. I'm just kidding.
I will go down pretty fast. That's all good.
Yeah.
But here, and that's awesome. It looks great.
It's great.
It's
great.
Nothing scary whatsoever in here. This is 100% a Tiana attraction. It's awesome. There's new show scenes. Animatronics are phenomenal. There's a story behind it. You get through this. It's awesome.
It satisfies what everybody's been complaining about. Look, Splash Mountain is Splash Mountain. It was. What you're going into is a brand new ride using the same layout as an old ride. There's no holdout from the last. If you had never been on Splash Mountain, you wouldn't know that this was called Splash Mountain. This is for our kids. This is going to be around for many years. This is now Tiana's Bayou Adventure. This is not Splash Mountain.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Disney, look, you and I kind of had a small conversation about this. It's safe. It's a safe bet. There's nothing too much into it, and there's nothing too little into it. It's in depth without it being too much for people to grasp. You don't need to know the hidden little details and pull the rope over Indiana Jones to get the jokes behind it. Like, this is safe. That's right. And it's top-notch storytelling.
And that's what Disney was after. The only thing I'm hearing on the interwebs is, how can you do a Tiana Princess and the Frog based attraction without Dr. Facilier?
He's dead.
There is no antagonist in this ride. This is all about fun, princess, let's go. There's no story of good overcomes evil. The story is go and find a band and let's have a party. And I'm okay with that story.
I'm okay with it, man. As a musician, or not a musician, but as somebody who's toured with bands, this speaks to my soul, Sam.
It does. It's awesome.
I'm loving
I can't wait to ride it. And I will.
By the way, you and I get to ride it together on Friday.
I cannot wait. That is going to be incredible. I will see you then. We'll talk about that a little more later. But in addition to the previews that have started, we also got a look at some of the merch from
Spaceballs, the flamethrower.
I do have one question. The young man in the center of this is wearing a T-shirt that looks reminiscent of some of the Splash Mountain that we've seen before, with the log coming down.
I'm so happy you caught that.
Yes, and I did absolutely caught it.
I actually wrote a whole paragraph about that one sign on, and I think, what does it say on the old Splash Mountain, a shortcut to the Laughing Place, or was it shortcut to the Briar Patch?
That's where I was going, because this shirt says we know a shortcut. And I wanted to ask you if that's a reference to something in the story, or if this is
yes. And it comes up right away.
It does. Okay, that's all. That's awesome.
Yup. And I don't want to spoil it because
it's fine.
It is
it's
a
fine,
nod.
But I love it.
Homage. Like, you won't find a rabbit anywhere. You're not going to see a brer or anything in there. But there's that sign, and you just go, "Oh, I got it."
Yeah. Or the gentleman on the right-hand side is wearing a T-shirt that says "Shortcut to the Bayou," which is cool. I like it. Of course, we have a lounge fly. We have Spirit jerseys. Why wouldn't we have those things? There's also some other merchandise here. Of course, some dolls. I sort of like this porcelain Tiana's Foods tower with Tiana and Prince Naveen on it.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's a music box.
It looks cool. It might not be.
Yeah, but some of the critters are there, and I'm really digging on the new critters.
Yeah. The new critters are great. I see some of them on there. Now, in addition, we have some food that's part of the merch that's available in the co-op that will eventually be available in the co-op. And, Cajun, what is that? Cajun Craze Crunch looks like some, sure, why not? Lollipops, popcorn, looks like milk chocolate. This is what I want to get to, because you and I, a few weeks ago, when we first saw some of the window displays, there were hot sauces in there, and we wondered if there were going to be hot sauces, and it looks like there are.
Not only that, but Dookie chases spices too. And that thing on the right-hand side, the circular thing, is a spice rack that you can now buy to hold all your spices. There is a Tiana's hot sauce. There isn't the multiple flavors that we thought we were hoping for. There is one flavor. Hopefully they come out with more. But yeah, there's the shakes right there. I mean, okay.
Yeah, the gumbo base, the seafood. This is awesome.
You know what? I'm rope dropping that day. Those spices, my friend.
That is hilarious. Now we also got to look inside the Critter Co-op, which used to be the Briar Patch.
But, go back.
It looks
go
very
back,
reminiscent.
Go back. Go back one.
Okay.
Go back one. One more. One more.
Okay.
One more. Sorry. Going back to the merch stuff.
Yeah.
One more.
There.
Yeah, there. Little kid in the middle I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes.
You see that thing on its shoulder?
Yeah, I do now, after you said it. I didn't see it earlier.
That is a light up bug that will interact with other light up bugs if they are around each other.
So it's the BB-8 technology.
It is the BB-8 tech inside one of those. And it's like $39 or $29.99 or $39.99. It does magnetically hold onto your shoulder like a magnetic plush.
Yep.
I'm so happy to see some technical aspect of things coming out that I really wanted to point that out.
Yeah, that is cool. I'm glad you did, because I had missed that.
That's the other thing I'm rope dropping. I'm a simple man. I don't need ears. I don't need shirts. I need frogs, spices, and a light up thing.
We have here some images inside the co-op, which we talked about.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like the Briar Patch still, to be honest with you, with the root system up above.
Yeah.
I right away noticed the picture frame above the fireplace there, and I want to go and find that to see if it's the same picture frame, because it looks very reminiscent of what was there previously.
So I don't remember ever being in that store myself. I remember going through the back store, the photo space, but yeah, I can't wait to get in there. This is what I'm really enjoying about this theming is I'm enjoying the critters. I'm enjoying the storytelling of the guys in the band, the critters, the bears, all this other stuff have their own home and they have their own shop. This is their shop. Like, and awesome. Then apparently like there's some glass that has some stuff behind it that you can see, and there's some interactive stuff. This looks really well done, and it does have a reminiscent feel about it.
This isn't opening on the 28th. This will be opened later. The merch is going to be available in other locations. And
The
speaking of
Emporium
other
mostly.
locations, the Emporium mostly. And
Yeah.
speaking of other locations and things available, we got to talk about food because there
Yeah,
is
let's
some
go.
limited edition food that is going to be available at locations throughout the Magic Kingdom. The Golden Oak Outpost among them. And by the way, this is from June 28th to September the 6th. So all of July and August and a little
I
bit of
don't think it's
September.
going
This
to end
summer,
then.
basically.
I think it's going to be around a lot longer.
Well, yeah, unless they have other plans, you don't know. But there's some hot honey chicken with sweet potato fries,
Oh,
Tiana's
yeah.
famous beignets, which we knew were going to be on the way.
Yeah.
A shrimp gumbo with sweet potato fries. That does
yeah.
look pretty good. And what is
Nah.
that?
Is that the praline or is that the Bananas Foster?
I'm not sure, but it's a damn good looking dessert. Let's just put it at that.
Yes, just all of it. Yes. So I was trying to debate what I'm going to rope drop on June 28th.
Beignets.
Am I going to try and go for the ride? And I was like, no, I will already had ridden the ride probably 4 or 5 times. Don't care. I want the food.
There you go. Yeah, go to the beignets. I'm with you.
And spices.
Speaking of food,
and a frog.
Speaking of food, the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor has a couple of sundaes. Well, a sundae and then a cake there, which look great. Hello, thank you.
Yeah,
definitely.
Is that cake over there, or is that Yeah, I guess that isn't one of those specialty cakes at Amorette's.
I'm gonna say I'm not 100% sure. I grabbed the image from Disney Parks blog, and I don't have the details cut and pasted into the notes. So
reading,
I'm not
we ain't
exactly
got time
sure.
for reading.
Yes, it all looks yummy, Barbara. You're absolutely right. Although now,
that's cool.
I thought maybe you would be rope dropping the limited edition Tiana Sipper, which is, unlike everything else, available while supplies last.
Now, you would think I would rope drop that, but there's something weird because I don't know where the straw's coming from.
It is unlike some of the traditional sippy cups. This is a cup with the princess on the top and a straw that sort of circles around that cup. I have seen others similar to this, but I understand.
Yeah, we all remember the Buzz Lightyear one.
These are gonna sell out. That's for sure. They're going to.
I hope it lights
it's going
up,
to
man.
happen.
I'll get it. I mean, I'll get it all.
Yes, the Main Street Confectionery and the Critter Co-op, Tiana's Sweet Popcorn Serenade, which is caramel popcorn with praline pecans, M&M's caramel, chocolate candies, pretzel pieces, and dark chocolatey drizzle. That looks really good.
That's a lot.
There's also Tiana's Bayou Crunch, which is Cajun cheddar popcorn with peanut M&Ms, butter chocolate candies, cheddar crackers, pretzel pieces, and white chocolatey drizzle.
Can I just say that I love that the crackers are in the shape of Mickey head balloons?
They are indeed Mickey head crackers.
Yeah.
They look great. And there's also new packaging. So I assume this is at the Critter Co-op and at the other. Green apple gummy frogs and spicy butter toffee peanuts.
Yeah, I can't wait for the gummy frogs.
Yeah, this is prepackaged. It looks a lot like the
Sam, I have the weirdest taste in the world, if you haven't realized. Like, I don't want the Spirit jersey. I don't want any of that other stuff. I don't want the popcorn. Give me candy apple gummy frogs.
Yeah, these are going to be around for a long time. And by the way, it's worded as available starting June the 28th, which means I expect these to remain in circulation just like the Goofy gummy worms.
Yeah, they're going to hit every park, every resort. It's Mickey candy.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely it is. All right, Tiana, that's a half an hour of Tiana. Let's move on. Let's head over to Epcot because you got to do some cool things there. Unless you had anything else you wanted to talk about Tiana, really.
I'm good on Tiana, man. Dude, come on down. We got to get on this ride. So, in case anybody's wondering, Sam will be down here tomorrow, and
I will be down tomorrow.
We will be riding it on Friday morning. So we will have all the reports.
That's the plan.
Let's go over
next
to
week.
Communicore Hall and Epcot.
And a very special event that you got to attend.
And I want to put this out on Front Street. I want to thank a cast member who invited me out. This was cast member preview. all about meeting Mickey, Goofy, and Minnie in the new Mickey and Friends meet and greet that is opening up as part of Communicore Hall and Plaza, opening on June 10th, 2024.
Yes, all of that.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got us inside. Tell us a little bit about
I wanted to, before I get any further, because I do want to talk about this mural, but I want to talk about the mural outside real quick.
Yes.
There's a positive
which we don't have pictures of, right? We do not have pictures of that.
We are not legally allowed to discuss if I accidentally may or may not have had.
We are not allowed to share any pictures.
No, because I don't want to get cast member in trouble. So those photos don't exist. Where the queue is and where the mural is, which we've heard about this mural for a long time, and it is a kind of an homage to the history of Epcot and the future of Epcot. So you will see Horizons, you will see Ellen's Energy, you will see World of Motion, you see all these body wars is in there, like everything's in there. But where the mural is, it's most of the characters are on the bottom third of the mural, and the mural is the size of the wall.
Yes.
But the problem is
the size of the wall, not 8-foot wall. We're talking like 16-foot wall, right? Really big.
The wall. Yeah. 16 foot, 2 stories. Yeah.
Yes.
The problem with this, and I just want to get over what the issue is. The queue is outside. The whole queue is in the sun. All day. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's in front of the mural.
So you can't get a good view of it because of where the queue is.
Right.
Okay. I get
but
it.
I don't think you're going to see huge lines after a little while because this is Mickey and Friends meet and greet. They're very quick. They know what they're doing. You will be able to get that picture. It's just a bit off to begin with.
I got it. Is it? Well, and everything is kind of right. Like the pictures of the statue were off a bit at the beginning. Is it set up for a lightning lane?
Yes, there is lightning lane and standby queue.
That's what I expected. So they're
so as you go to the door where I was allowed to start recording again, and we can go to that picture. That is the first thing you see. And what do you see? You see the dinosaur from Universe of Energy.
Yep.
And the old Body Wars on the right.
Yeah, I forget what that vehicle was called. Gosh darn it. Okay.
Don't remember.
I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, but then you have Spaceship Earth, you have the geometric patterns, you have just that whole, that's Epcot. That's the history of Epcot, including the rainbow lights that remind you of the old Journey into Imagination rainbow wall.
Absolutely. Same colors.
Which
same
you go to the next room and you see World of Motion, you see the old Fountain of Nations. It's beautiful. It's so well done. And it's that's what it reminded me of old Epcot. It was a flashback even to how they do the meet and greet of Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy is the old way of doing it that Epcot used to do it. And
sure. So let's jump forward to that.
It's a nod. It's a nod to the past, which again, there's Mickey, there's the boss. And anytime
boss is first up.
And he pulls you in, he makes you feel good. He shows you the backdrop, which obviously is Spaceship Earth with the monorail in front of it.
Right. And that could be, I mean, this is previews. He's showing cast members what's happening. This is kind of cool. I love the outfit. I mean, this is classic Mickey with a bow tie.
What was great is it goes, when you're inside, it goes Mickey, Goofy, Minnie. So Minnie and Mickey are separated by Goofy, which gives them something to play against. Like Mickey was pining for Minnie, but Goofy kept on getting in the way. So all three played off of each other.
Yeah, that I get it. That makes sense.
There was photo
the mural you gotta love. This
everything
looks
was
like
available.
The old Mickey and Friends.
Yeah.
I mean, it's reminiscent.
Yep.
I'm sure that the backstage areas are much better equipped than the previous location, which was
yeah, of course.
Absolutely. So you said Mickey's first, then we move on to Goofy.
Yep. And then Goofy was showing off. He's got the pyramids from Journey Imagination or Imagination Pavilion behind him. And he's great. It's
so
Goofy.
In this context, and then we're going to move on to Minnie, who has now the it looks like the land, a combination of the land and that's the land, right?
Yeah, that's the land. Yep, straight up. That's the land.
Is it is the same monorail sort of track that goes across the back of all three of these? That's consistent all the way? Okay.
Yep.
Super cool.
great.
So that's your
It
new
is.
meet and greet. This is Mickey Mouse's official home in Epcot. Now he
Yeah.
has a home. He'd been floating around consistently. The last place we saw
Yeah,
him
I
was
just saw him
wandering
yesterday
around
at
outside
yesterday he was at International Gateway.
at the Gateway. And of course, he and Minnie were inside the Imagination in their 100th anniversary outfit not long ago. That's a lot's
Right.
been happening.
Mickey,
They have
that
their
poor
home now.
guy. He just wanted a home. He wanted to go back to his home.
And he found one, and it looks
Yes.
much nicer than the old one.
It's great.
You also found some cool little things inside the walls there.
Yeah. Again, I could not figure out what the building was behind Figment. And somebody's going to have to fill me in on that when they see it better. But yeah, there's Figment was just poking his head out. I can't wait to see what the rest of Communicore Hall looks like, because
Absolutely, sure. We're all looking forward to that.
there's supposed to be a giant Figment statue in there. There's supposed to be some other stuff in there that's pretty cool. I think I'm more excited about Communicore Hall and Plaza opening and the Encanto celebration Encanto than I am about anything else coming June 10th.
What else is coming June 10th?
Pixar and Pals.
Pixar and Pals. What is that? We should talk
over at the Pixar area. Like Joy is going over there.
Oh, yes. They're moving over.
The new snacks and treats are coming over there.
Yeah. All right. We'll get back to that in a second. Now, I'm going to throw a quick guess out here. Oh, very cool. Without seeing the rest of that building behind Figment, to me, that's reminiscent of some of the buildings in the landscape of Horizons in one of the scenes. I don't know, but that's where my mind goes when I look at that. Like, that looks like something that was there. So, all right, that's what's up at Epcot. We got more stuff coming next week because things will be opening. Hollywood Studios, you ran into a temporary dance party, but it was kind of cool to run into that and know that they're doing things. So
hey, look, we don't want a sorcerer's hat in the middle of Hollywood Studios anymore. We want a giant stage that Maroon 5 is going to play on right now
for a private
special event for SAP.
Private special event. SAP's user conference is happening at the convention center, and they've rented out Hollywood Studios for the evening, and Maroon 5.
Yeah, Hollywood Studios today closed down at 5:30. They were bringing in Maroon 5, but they had to have the stage set up and all the audio equipment done and all the lights up and all this stuff. Yeah. So because this was taking up such a big area, Disney this year decided to put a DJ on the stage and turn that whole front area into a dance party with rare characters, rare people, and just music playing all day. And they really did. I sat there after meeting Phineas and Ferb and sat back and was like, man, this is almost the perfect summer day. I needed an adult beverage and some friends, and we were at the beach.
First day of summer vacation. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. There's Launchpad in Ebenezer. They did the DuckTales
and we got a little bit of the part of what they were doing there. It's really cool to see that DJ on stage.
Yeah, man. Look at him. Cool. Look at Scrooge get down. For an old
Scrooge
duck.
Was getting down.
That man was schmooving.
Now I gotta tell you what I thought of when I first saw that stage. Star Wars weekends, baby.
Yeah. This stage was 100 times bigger than that.
I saw the hyperspace hoopla stage, and I thought, oh my God, I want to go back to that. I was even looking at the top of the stage to see if the TIE fighter was in the lights up above it. But oh man, that's what I thought, Craig, when I saw that.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Baloo. So I took the pictures from over there because I kept on trying to get them with the Hollywood Studios sign behind them.
Yes.
I didn't get Baloo. I got most of the other ones. But I thought this was great. King Louie was just walking around like, put your hands up in the air. I was like, that's why I'm not a DJ.
Ooh, yeah. I want to be like you. Yeah. That's what he was doing.
Put your hands up. Ooh.
All right. Something that sort of came unnoticed, I think, that you noticed at Hollywood Studios was the celebration of the 5th anniversary of Galaxy's Edge.
Dude, how that passed by with barely a word from Disney, from Imagination, from anybody.
Yeah, it came and it went, and I see Star Wars Galaxy's Edge first anniversary. It looks like a hoodie that you took a picture of there, or a sweatshirt.
Yeah, regular
And a
T-shirt, and
pin,
then they had the long sleeve version of that for 5th anniversary.
long sleeve
And
t-shirt.
then
Okay.
they had the pin, which shows the original artwork from the original concept of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I thought was excellent.
Very cool. Yes, when and by the way, when I see that concept art, I see Rey and Chewie and Vi and BB-8.
Yep.
And I also see a droid that really never showed up back there in Galaxy's Edge that was all over the original concept art, and that's R2D2.
Yup.
He was supposed to be he was supposed to be there all the time. Yeah,
he was.
Not the BB-8 is rolling around back there either, right?
Yeah, but I haven't seen him. I mean, he's on Rise. There you go.
He's on Rise, and he had his own little thing going on in Launch Bay, but we won't talk about Launch Bay. You also saw this is a poster set of Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah,
which is basically Galaxy's Edge plus a Rise of Resistance poster plus a Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run poster.
I thought, and it's 5th anniversary. They all say 5th anniversary on them. And this is the only thing that I buy over there, because I thought this was really well done. These would look great framed, especially.
How big are these?
All this love Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah,
these are large. These are your normal movie size posters.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely need some wall space for
19 by 32. I don't know.
Yeah, you need some wall space for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to bring this up.
Okay.
Holly has seen R2 back there on Disney Plus Day.
Great. On Disney Plus Day. That's wonderful.
Yeah. And we haven't had Disney Plus Day in 2 years.
I guess not.
We got it for 2 years.
Yeah, I guess
that's okay. I've been to Hollywood Studios and got to see the giant 900-foot inflatable Baymax in front. Nobody else has that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I remember when that happened. I was not there.
Yeah.
Donut merch is on the way, dude.
Yes, it is.
Disney Eats collection. What do you think?
It's donut merch.
It's donut merch. It's Stitch holding a donut. So
the Disney Eats stuff, people love it. The Snacks Eats, the Stitch's Snack Attack. I know people love it because I watch this stuff get sold out. I don't get it. I'm not a food merch guy. Like, I want to eat the food. I don't want to wear the food.
I understand. I do.
It's just what I'm saying. I don't get it either, Holly. Yeah.
All right. Anything else for us to cover? Because I feel like I covered everything that we took. Oh, a new DVC. That was the other thing we were going to talk about.
Yes, I have it right here. Hold on one sec. I have a few things that we're going to talk about.
All right.
So let's start here.
Thank you. I need to make it bigger so I can see it.
Oh, hold on. I can zoom in.
Whoa. Moana-inspired rooms announced for Island Tower at the Poly.
Yeah, so this is the new DVC tower going up at the Polynesian, and it's going to be all Moana inspired, which, by the way, yesterday, the tower went on sale for cash and certain people. Today, it went on sale for certain DVC members and Golden Oak, and then tomorrow it goes on sale for regular people.
Okay, so here's I have a quick question for you. At the Contemporary, we have Incredibles rooms. I had seen
walls and floors until the Mother Island emerged. Te Fiti. Oh. Nice. Let's get into the fun details on the rooms inspired by Disney animated film Moana
at the Island Tower at Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows.
Very cool. Very cool. So is there other Moana inspired rooms at the Poly? Didn't we see something about that a few years ago?
Oh, all the redone rooms became Moana.
Okay, and just like when they redid Contemporary, they became Incredible rooms. Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
So there's that I wanted to talk about.
I got no problem with that. That looked cool. There were some details there. I love how some of those beds come out of the wall, by the way.
Yes. But I want to go to this next, and I'm going to zoom in onto it. Hopefully.
All right. What are we looking at here? Oh, this is Lion King 30th anniversary merch or snacks and treats coming in June.
So merch is already
these
out.
Only at Animal Kingdom, or these are only at Animal Kingdom?
Yep.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. So this starts June 10th also.
To Animal Kingdom. Any special popcorn buckets or any special sippy cups?
No.
So just the existing Timon and Pumbas are still there.
Yes. But that's okay because we have the Pixar stuff coming on June 10th also.
To Hollywood Studios.
Yes. So this is the first time we're going to have
stuff
two
include.
Right. So we're going to have Pixar in one park and Lion King in the other park, which is brilliant.
It absolutely is brilliant. And we have Communicore Hall and Plaza in Epcot. And of course, Magic Kingdom is Magic Kingdom. So that is what it is.
I know.
Question for you. A couple of questions, because as I'm planning my trip, right? I'm coming down tomorrow. I'm going to be there through the weekend. I'm going, okay, what do I need to do that I've not had an opportunity to do since my last trip? My last trip was for Flower and Garden. And a couple things came to mind that I had forgotten about, like Star Tours has some new destinations. I need to hit those. There is a new exhibit in the American Adventure, right? And I'm going down my list. Like, what else do I need to make sure I do? You're going, I don't know. I'm in the parks every day. I do it all.
Wow. I do it all every day. We got to ride the monorail.
No, I get it.
You and I had to ride the monorail.
Yes,
I know
monorail
it sounds silly.
No, but we have to, because that's going to show us the full circle of the completed Epcot. With
so you haven't been down here in a while. So we did open up those things. Trying to think.
I was there for Flower and Garden.
Right.
Flower and Garden, which included the opening of World Celebration Garden. That's when I was last there. So we are now in the festival.
You know what I would do if I were you? I would spend your and say your goodbyes to Dinosaur and that section.
I feel like I already did that, dude. I feel like I did that 6 months ago when I posted a video. Is this my last walk through Dino Land?
Yes.
Unless I decided that I wanted to walk through the dig site to go through the playground.
Right.
That's something
I'm okay, man. I'm okay with that. Yeah, Magic Kingdom it's all been about that. Country Bears. We got a new song from the Country Bears.
We did, but we have no date for Country Bears. All we got is Tiana.
Nope, and I don't want to talk about that song because we like to be positive here. And Greg has nothing positive to say about it.
Barbara likes
new
donut.
Yeah. Oof. Do not mind if I do. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. And
Disney Springs, Dreams That Soar. That's the other thing.
Oh, of course. Yes. Disney Springs, Dreams That Soar. That might be what I do tomorrow night, actually.
Which, by the way,
first night. Give me the times.
9 p.m. and 10:45 p.m.
Okay. You'll be at Disney Springs when?
At 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I will not be. I will be.
No, there's a culinary demonstration on the waterfront stage. And then there is a new Munchling being released. So there's a big party for the Munchling.
There's a Munchling party?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like Willy Wonka.
Munchling, not Munchkin. Follow the yellow brick road.
No, stop it. That's a different movie.
We're up to see Mr. Disney.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the night. Tell me about that. You talked about that when we started, and you got 6 minutes left to talk about it.
About what? What am I talking about?
About the knighthood of Sir.
Oh.
Yeah.
So one of the last people, while Queen Elizabeth II, I want to say, and
yes.
One of her last acts of knighthood was for John Williams and Bob Iger.
Wow.
Because she passed away, it was delayed. And then, of course, they had to have the new king come in, King Charles. So the ceremony finally happened yesterday. And Bob Iger happened to post a picture of the newly knighted Sir Bob Iger and John Williams. So those two are now actually knights in honor. I think that's what it's called.
John Williams is awesome.
John Williams deserves it just as much.
Yeah, I completely agree. That is great.
I mean, look, you're even if you're just a CEO, like say you don't do anything else in life, you're just the CEO of Disney. You're still running Disney. It's like anybody who becomes CEO of Disney and all that they are in charge of and do, you pretty much line yourself up to be a knight. You've worked your butt off to become this role. You deserve all the platitudes.
Yes. So along those lines, Greg, you and I will be together over the weekend and probably into Monday. We're going to celebrate some new things down there, or look at some things that are opening. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to see that, to do that, and to connect with you and probably see Holly and others from the family. That'll be great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got some planning to do. We got some stuff to take care of. We gotta go hang out and have some fun. How long are you down here till?
Tuesday I'm back.
Yeah. So by the time we're live next Wednesday, we will have both your and I pictures and a whole lot of video, because I've never seen somebody record so much in all my life in such little time.
That's exactly what I will be doing, because I don't live there. So I will spend the entire time recording and recording and recording and recording and recording. So I have content that I could then turn into videos later. So with that, Greg, I think we will see everybody next week, June the 12th, next Wednesday, same place for us, but we'll be together before then.
On that note, I'm just going to say end the line.
End the line. Hey, the fantasylandnews.com, samsdisneydiary.com, YouTube, Instagram, Sam's
I normally do that. Totally.
But that's okay.
Spaced my mind tonight.
I completely, but end of line from you and from me. It's Congaloosh. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time.